just like if you have a burn victim that's been severely burned, the compassionate thing, the be kind thing, is to help them be in a coma at first, because the pain is so severe that if you brought them back to full consciousness, it would be incredible pain. Let's say, 80% of their body is burnt. Well, it's the same thing with us humans. Or let's say, they do heroin detox nowadays, where they will let you be sort of in a induced state. So the first, whatever, the detox phase of the first 3 days or whatever it is, so it's not so painful. You need to be a little bit sedated, right? Or coming out of basic surgeries, they need to have you sedated on several painkillers. It's helpful. It's the same way on Earth. We are so zombified compared to the glory of God that we really are as human beings, these multidimensional Shakespeare's, oh, what a beauteous form, what a God in action we are. Compared to that, when you go to look at the average human at some mall, you're like, holy shit, we are corpulent, fat, toxic, neurotic, insane zombies. Programmed, and diseased. We're diseased zombies, mentally, emotionally, right? Compare to the glory of a Greek statue of the ancient gods, of Zeus or Aphrodite or, something. We have fallen a long way. So to reawaken us humans out of the zombie state, the sleepwalking, free-range human cattle that we are, free-range humans, it's a gradual reawakening, helping the burn victim be in a coma. Really, we're in comas, most of us right now. Literally. People are on billions and billions of dollars of pharmaceutical drugs. There's 15% only. 85% are zombies on the planet. Let's keep it real. They're following the drug culture, the drug in this case being money, either the fear of not having money or the lust of having the power of money over others. That's 85% of the people. 15% are entertaining the idea, contemplating the idea, even of, can we have a more enlightened civilization? And many of those people actually decide, well, humans are a cancer on the earth, and we really need to just let technology run the show. So they become the artificial intelligence. We need to get rid of human emotions. It becomes their belief system. Sex and romance is, people kill each other over, 90% of all the murders are sex and romance related, Like whenever there's a murder, the cops always go, well, who's the boyfriend? Because that's statistically true. Way statistically true. Who's the husband? Who's the wife? What's the motive? That's where we're at. We murder each other. So they believe then we have to transcend or get rid of human emotions and sexuality, and they want to go the artificial intelligence route. Even those people that are and the rest are just, the average American has no savings. They live paycheck to paycheck. The average American has twice the debt of their income, or, whatever it is. It's crazy. We're on the brink of nuclear annihilation all the time. So waking people up from this zombified, programmed, pharmaceutical state, you have to do it gradually to be kind. If all of a sudden all the dimensions opened up and you started seeing the ghosts and not just the little shadow people that you see or the intimations, you'd be like a schizophrenic walking the street. That the dam has burst too soon. Like Syd Barrett from Pink Floyd. The dam burst too soon. The lunatic is in the grass. Until you're a Yogananda or a Baba or Babaji or a Shiva or a St. Francis, you can't be allowed to see the other dimensions because there's multiple dimensions all around us. We can't even handle seeing the fairy kingdoms. We make horror movies out of it and call it Gnome or something, and Stephen King-like movies of Pet Sematary or The Thing, It. Anything from the supernatural dimensions like fairies and gnomes, we have to make it evil. We're so scared of it. Of course, it's beautiful. Nature is absolutely gorgeous. Every plant has a Davic spirit. The wind's moving in the trees right now, hearing me talk about it. You know, it wants to move and play. The spirits want to play with us. The dogs are totally fine with it. You know? I've seen them physicalized. I've had a gnome physicalized for me. He lifted a hose over a baby apricot tree that I was going to squish by pulling the hose. He talked to me in my head. This was, I don't know, 20 years ago. It's all around us. But you shove people into concentration camps called cities, and you completely denude nature. Whoever talks to a tree that's planted in the cement sidewalk? How many people in New York City walking through? They go to Central Park. But how many people are actually talking to the fairies, the gnomes, the devas, the sylphs, the water sprites? Sit by water sometime that's relatively still, and your mind's going, it's just the wind. But watch them do spirals, like ice spirals. You only see that in Disney movies. That's how we've relegated it to fantasy land. So to wake us up from this comatose zombie walk that most humans are in, you need to do it slowly to be kind. Otherwise, it's way too scary. First time I'm going to tell a couple stories about what happened to me. First time I ever saw a UFO, I couldn't handle it. There are mind control programs on so many levels for humans that there are things in our skies all the time. But you're mind programmed not to see them. Okay? Just like there's noise canceling headphones that take the noise around it and match the opposite sound and it noise cancels it out. There's mind control technologies that do the exact same thing. That will cancel out what you're seeing and just give you a holographic picture according to what... I know it sounds conspiratorial and crazy and paranoid, but it's not. Because compared to what humans are meant to be, instead of being hauled away in ambulances, the recent hospital next up the road here recently became the go-to place for ambulances, so we get a lot of them going by. This is why we're moving out of the city, by the way, totally. Because the city domes of people, if you live in the city, in the country, and you drive into a metropolitan area, there's like a dome of shit, mental pollution, and actual pollution. The actual pollution is created by your human mental pollutions. First time I see a UFO, I could not handle seeing it physically, or they had it turned on to have me turned off. My friend who was with me had been through it many times before. I was gone. I had missing time for about 5 minutes, it felt like. My friend told me, yeah, it was just a few minutes, you know? And when I came back, but I had seen it in my mind's eye. With my third eye, I could allow myself to see it. I wasn't ready to see it physically the first time a UFO appeared for me. After that, I see them physically. Full on, 100 feet away, 300 feet away from me, floating by. Physically, full on, conscious, I don't forget about it. But the first time, we were in a canyon in northern Arizona, and this ship had come out over the edge of the canyon. And it was Pleiadian. It felt like Pleiadians. It was manned by at least 3 people, maybe 5. Size is different on the inside of the ships, by the way. It can just be a 30-foot ship, but inside it could be 200 feet. We manipulate space-time. Space and time. And I go, was there just a ship over there? And he's like, he's very smart. He's a teacher. He wouldn't, if I hadn't remembered anything, he wouldn't have said anything. I'm a blabber. I'm learning not to blab about everything. But it's my particular mandate to tell some of this for those who have ears to hear, and eyes to hear, and ears to see. Right. I go, is there a ship there? They were observing us, helping us, kind of beaming us with some support energy. Because we were going through, both of us, an awakening into more multi-dimensions. And it's scary every time. Scary every time. You can always be kind. You can always relate to all beings on their level. Talk to everyone about God, but in their language. Use their language. When I'm with the dogs, I'm talking doggy language. When I'm with ETs, we're going to go do that. When I'm with, I don't know, NASCAR fans, I'll do that. If I'm with football fans, I'll do that. You get it? You can always be kind. You can always find common ground. And unless you get overwhelmed by all this Draco reptilian stuff and mind control, yes, it's true, the cell phone towers. One of my webmasters, which I really appreciate her doing the work, I couldn't work with her anymore because of some stuff, but she talked to me about working in Dallas during the 90s and installing this mind control technology in the cell phone towers. It was the same frequency, certain frequencies that affect the human brain. And, you know, she told me about it. She said, I was amoral. I didn't care. They were paying me a lot of money at the time, you know. And this is the seduction of science. You know, my father went through that and all that. So the ship floated out over the edge. I didn't see it physically with my eyes, but I saw it. When I came back, I replayed it, and I could replay it inside my memory. It's like a dream you're just waking up from. And if you replay the dream in this D, you'll remember the dream. But if you don't do that, by the way, you can do that in the mornings. If you have a dream you wake up from, just wake up. Don't open your eyes fully. Just replay the dream and install the dream in the conscious side of the brain if you want to remember the dream. I said, and they were watching us, weren't they? And he says, yeah. Like, wow. That's all I could handle the first time. Subsequently, after that, I had an occasion where by the Verde River in North Scottsdale, Arizona, going down, and there's curiously these mounds of white quartz crystal that had been eroded, and there was like 20 or, I don't know, probably 100 of them, crystal quartz mounds. So maybe they were there, I don't know, it's a good gateway or something. But this scout ship, which was not manned, it was remotely controlled, came by and monitored us. Full on floating by, we're both conscious, seeing it in front of the car. It went on for 30 seconds, which is an eternity. And we were both aware that it was a monitoring device monitoring our activities. I'm still not sure if, quote, they were good or bad ETs. There's over 1,000 ET races that our alliance are good guys on the inside, the deep state that are the good guys. There's deep state that are bad guys and deep state that are, you know, want to keep the control over the human cattle, keep it a prison planet. And then there's good beings that wanted to wake us up gradually, like the burn victim zombies that we are. But to let it out, you know, there's a battle between full disclosure and slow disclosure. It's, as usual, the intent. But if right all of a sudden, right now, everything decloaked, there'd be mass hysteria. People would freak out. We're being decloaked right now all the time. There's hundreds, thousands of ships in our skies doing various things. Some are helping us, like these Pleiadians were helping us. The Nordics, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, there are certain ones that are benevolent races that are there promoting self-awakening, independence, freedom, joining the galactic freedom. It's sort of like Star Wars. Star Wars is very accurate. And then there's the Empire that wants to keep slave planets and Death Stars. And so there's a battle on Earth right now, and they can't openly interfere. You can't spoil the game, you know, partially because you'll stampede the herd, but it is going to be up to human collective consciousness how fast we awaken. So there's going to be a slow awakening. The most powerful thing you can do to awaken the world is to awaken yourself. Not through mental, don't go mental, don't get stuck in the mind, but through the sensing of yourself as a full spectrum human. That means feeling your asshole, your perineum, your root chakra, your sex chakra. You got to get real with them. You can't be up here going, oh, it's all love and light. Let's stay up here and make my voice even go high so I don't ever vibrate any lower emotions. It's fucking insane. It actually is counterproductive. You're fooled. It needs to get grounded in the body. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, Shiva showed me this. It's an ancient Shiva technique. Eckhart Tolle talks about it in his book. This is about 20 years ago. Shiva came to me and said, here's the one I recommend for Earth humans. The InnerBodyAwakening.com is my take on it, an 18-minute meditation that will take you into your inner energy body. The more grounded you are, if you're living in your house, the fucking squatters don't show up in there. If you're in the house, you don't get the rats and the roaches. And every realtor knows this. An empty house decays faster than a house that is lived in. Why? And most humans are living in an empty house. They've given up on their body. Look at them. Go to fucking Walmart or Target or somewhere, anywhere. People are decaying, horrible, zombified disease, practically oozing boils like from the movie Dune. It's disgusting. Compared to the paragon of animals that Shakespeare talks about and the Greek ideals and the Atlantean ideals. Atlantis went a little nuts with form worship, for sure. But we are complete zombies. It's disgusting. Or we're fanatically obsessed with looking good with our bodies. Either way is unbalanced. Look at my perky fake tits and my giant fucking lips. It's disgusting. But we have to wake up gradually. I'm being a little real, but I'm being kind behind that. Be kind behind. Behind what you deliver, be kind. Be kind is the common ground. Be firm, be just. When you're meeting the evil side, hard as fucking nails. You can't mess with Jesus. You cannot fuck him over. You can't fuck Jesus over, or Krishna, or Shiva. You will hurt yourself. So you're just and you're kind. Justice is kind. Even when it's chopping heads off. I'm telling you, that's the whole Krishna story. So we're going to have to gradually wake up. Start with the InnerBodyAwakening.com. Do that method. Healing yourself, the act of contrition, the real sacrifice, the real guts, the real cojones on planet Earth is to heal yourself. Not to become some researcher about the evil cabals and be stuck in your head. You're actually counterproductive. And you're going to be co-opted, because if you're stuck up here, you're going to fall for some scheme. Only when your heart is activated, when your solar plexus, your gut, your instinct, when your root survival instincts and your sexual energy, when those are awake, then you can't be fooled again. So you have to wake up. You have to descend. Expansion comes after you descend. The ascension is mostly an escapist technique. So a gradual awakening is happening now for those that are going to awaken. The rest are flotsam and jetsam. I'm sorry, folks. They need to be relocated. They will go to other planets that are still going through this slave scenario. But Earth has decided not to be a slave planet. So she's trying to gradually wake us up. Whether that's Trump pissing the shit out of all of you, or many of you, and others of you feel intuitively, oh, he's meant to be here to stir stuff up and get real to heal. And others of you are so angry and scared. Well, that's because you need that. You need to be scared shitless. You need to get your shit out of yourself. You need to get the programming, the karma, the drama, trauma, and karma out of your system if you're going to have a shot at downloading the new heaven and the new earth. of inheriting the kingdom of Krishna, of Christ, Christos, Logos, Shiva, etc. All the masters, ayahuasca, major work. She's doing huge work to assist the planet. Absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. My dogs are seeing somebody walk by. Thank you, guys. Hang on. Miley, it's okay. Thank you. Thanks for warning me of the evil things. So a gradual awakening. If there's a full disclosure right now, I'm telling you, most people will go insane. It's too much too soon. You break the dam too soon. It's schizophrenia time for most people. So be kind, compassionate, waken yourself. Join me on the webcasts, tobiaslars.com, on the weekends, where we actually, my intention is to download this space, the new awakening, the real awakening for people, give people a chance to eat from that smorgasbord, that buffet, and put it into your own body. It's not just mental. We tell a lot of stuff as well. We talk about what's going on, questions, if people want to ask questions. Join me, tobiaslars.com, if you're drawn to it. So, our ET space brothers and sisters, of course, the galactic family, it's been here a long time, but we have to choose. And right now there is a battle between, quote, good and evil on Earth, whether it's going to, one timeline is going to be the control system, Mad Max, one's going to be a complete new age, new world order, that's going to have a fake religion, that's going to control everybody. And and then there's going to be freedom timelines for Earth. You have to make the choice. You have to do the journey for yourself. There's no way around it. There is a way through it, but there's no way around it. InnerBodyAwakening.com. Start with that. And then the alchemy energy process, as you've grounded first, then you're safe to work with energies. Otherwise, you lose yourself. So there's a kind way of reawakening gradually back into what's really going on. And it becomes really fun. It becomes really fun at that time. All right, much love. Mo later.